Hi, I'm Caitlin, better known as Compatibility Coach. I'm a love and life coach who helps women mainly find love and create happy, healthy relationships in a nutshell. But today, what we are talking about is a festive theme and topic. I've got a red jumper on around how we can manage anxiety about being single at Christmas, or if you are flying solo, and how we can really celebrate you being single at Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 practical tips that you can take away and do. But what I wanted to say before I sign off for the holidays is I know that Christmas can be an incredibly triggering time. If you are alone, for whatever reason, it can be a bit of a time of dread, or a bit of, time where you being single feels really apparent. I don't know if it's going home for the holidays, or if it's seeing, hashtag lucky girl pictures all over Instagram, or whether it's seeing people snogging under the mistletoe, seeing people wandering around Winter Wonderland, holding hands, all that kind of crap. So really what we want to do is turn the emphasis away from them, put the energy back on you, and let's think of 3 really good solid ways that you can celebrate being single this Christmas, and then hopefully reduce any anxiety, because it can feel like an incredibly lonely time if your thoughts are running away with you, and like me, you think you might be half eaten by Alsatians in the new year. So tip number 1, which of course has to start with the thoughts and what is going on inside with you when you start to feel triggered, when you see that Instagram post, when that relative asks you that question. So when we are kind of feeling a little bit lonely, or we have had a situation which has activated us, we tend to, perhaps get a little bit anxious or defensive in our body, in our tummy. We start to feel, sad or upset or angry or whatever that might be. And then the thoughts start to come, which really heightens everything and does not calm us down, does not help. And we tend to perceive these thoughts as the truth. So thoughts could be things like, another year's gone by and you're still single. You're going to be alone forever. Time is running out. What's wrong with you? All these thoughts kind of pop up and can actually be really detrimental. So first of all, let's observe them, okay? Those thoughts aren't true, they're just a thought. So let's get objective. Write down what that thought was, write down what's happening in your body, write down how you feel, write down what the situation was. And then I want you to actually start to find and think about whether that is actually true. I want you to think of what an alternative thought could be. I want you to think about an alternative situation. I want you to collect evidence that that thought isn't true. So if we take a thought, for example, you're going to be alone forever, a horrible thing, one I used to say constantly to myself. Evidence against this could be, well, actually, you've had some dates this year that went well. You were seeing somebody for a bit, your best friend who was single for 10 years has just met somebody. Actually, even though they were in a relationship, you met a really great guy the other week who was funny and restored your faith in men. I don't care what it was, or women, sorry, I should say. I don't care what the thoughts are. It could be, that Eva Mendes met Ryan Gosling at 40 and had a baby. Don't care. Write down anything and everything you can think of, so we actually start to counter that evidence and collect new evidence for a different belief system. Tip number 2 is show yourself that you are worth it. So when we get stuck in that negative thought patterns and spirals, that it's not going to happen for us, that we're not worth loving, all those horrible things that come up, we usually collect evidence to support that belief subconsciously. So what we want to do now is actually create new evidence and have physical acts and demonstrations that you are showing you that you are worth it. It's not waiting for somebody else to come along and tell you that you're lovable and you're great. It's you actively showing yourself that you are worth something, that you care about you, and you are putting you first. You are your priority. So every day between now and Christmas, I want you to think about what is going to serve you best and what is going to make you feel great. And then I want you to do something on that list every day. So let's say there's 10 days to Christmas. That's 10 days of self-love. That's 10 things that you've done to demonstrate that you are worth it, that you are lovable. This could be anything from deleting social media or staying off it because you're comparing yourself, deleting your ex and all your messages, committing to a few days of being booze free because you're burnt out, organising a really fun night out with friends, buying yourself a present, taking yourself on a date, journaling, meditation, running a bubble bath, taking yourself on a really lovely walk, noticing the trees that are around you. You could be booking a consult call with me. Whatever it is that is going to make you feel good and shows you just how fab you are. Number 3 is get grateful and give back. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out, because usually when we're coming from a place of fear or a place of lack, and that we don't have something or we're not quite where we want to be, we will focus on what is missing. It can be quite easy to forget what we've got, and it means we disengage from the love that is already around us. We ignore what we already have, which means we stop focusing on friends, on family. We take that for granted, you know, and if actually we want to be calling love into our lives, we have to create it in the first place. So think about what you already have and think about why you're so grateful for where you are. Think about everything that you've done this year, everything that you have around you. Look back over the last year and get into that energy of being really proud of yourself and really grateful and excited for what is to come. And then actually think about an area that you could give back to, that you can give love to. So again, we're, rather than focusing on what we don't have, we're thinking about, okay, where can we bring more love into our lives? What could we do? Could it be phoning a friend that you know is lonely? Could it be giving to charity? Could it be buying your elderly neighbour a little Christmas present? You know, think about what are the things that are really meaningful and that you could do. Every year I try to give to charity. There's a great one called Shelter or Choose Love, and that is buying somebody a gift or making sure somebody is off the streets over Christmas. So there is so much that you can do. So just to sum up, it is stop believing your thoughts, collect new evidence, show yourself that you're worth it and really celebrate you. You know, 10 days of pure celebration over Christmas sounds amazing to me. And number 3 is get grateful and give back. Now, they might sound like little steps, but if you follow them, I promise it will make a huge difference over Christmas. And I'm going to pop some ideas of what you could actually start saying to relatives when they ask you why you're still single in the comments. You've got a snappy, funny retort that doesn't make you want to yell or cry. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Please rate, subscribe and review so I can keep making free content, and have a lovely, lovely Christmas.